Escape the Matrix. So I made a video that you can find on YouTube under Heavens and Light, Trump's assassination attempt, and I broke it down and the meaning behind it. You see, first horseman. He will be bringing the chaos, order out of chaos. They reminded me of the Illuminati playing cards, and that obviously looks like Trump to me, Judgment. So these cards are dated around late 80s. In it, you find somebody that looks a lot like Biden, Trump, and other so-called predictions that they got right. Don't forget to place your vote. The top got cut off. It says goal, operation reduction. I'll also be adding a post that my friend sent to me. Antichrist, the unseen dark evil force. In this video, he explains about the MK Ultra soldiers that are going to be released to cut down the Christians during the reign of the Antichrist. MK Ultra super soldiers, inner earth beings. And that's correct, they'll be hunting down the church because the church came from Rome. The Ruach, the restrainer, will be leaving with the bride. The true followers of Yahushua and disciples were prosecuted after the stoning of Stephen. Now it's Rome's turn to drink the double portion of the bitter cup. You will want to be part of the bride and not the church. I will be adding a video about this guy as well. I believe his name is David Icke, how he is a shapeshifter. This is who we call control opposition. There's always good cop, bad cop. So there he goes, David Icke. And right underneath it, Draco, Rh negative blood type. Remember that. I'll be coming back to that. So I also explained how the angels are androgynous. They're both male and female in one body. And their goal is to make us in their image. That's what Skull and Bones 322 means. We're the only ones created in the image, Abba and the Ruach. Male and female dimensions only on Earth. We were given on Earth to fill the Earth, to reproduce, not the angels. So I'm going to play for you a video of this person shapeshifting from female to male. I will be also including that video. And Queen Elizabeth, shapeshifter. All of them are. There's your Lucifer, Satan, Janos, Sibyl. Lucifer, which is Satan's counterpart, the female version. Fertility goddess, the moon goddess, goes by many names. The male side, Satan, also goes by many names, including Janos, the gods of gods, according to them. Janos and Sibyl, 2 in 1. Another name it goes by, Colombia. It has a female body, but obviously the face of a male. Androgynous, Lucifer. This is what this means as well, the Eucharist. Christ within the Luna. Also the yin and yang. Male and female energy together. Also the Star of David, the so-called Star of David, because there's no such thing as a Star of David. Male and female energy coming together to form a star. The merging of the both male and female energy into one. As in Isis, Ra and El, Israel, because it's not Israel, it's Joshua. Allah is a moon god, that's true. Moon matrix. I covered this before. The moon is a soul catcher. Muhammad Treaty. The earth is under judgment right now. Ishmael, come back to the God of your father, Abraham. So what there are inverts. As you can see, she's wearing blue and he's wearing pink because they're inverts. You have to have both female and male in the same vessel. I covered cloning in the past. You cannot tell me that this is the same person. Remember Rh negative blood type? Well, Ted Bundy was Rh negative. And so are the royals, the presidents, and a lot of these celebrities. Billy Graham, 33-degree Freemason. His daughter. I remember when I used to watch her on several occasions. She was confused on several occasions as being a male when she called somebody and spoke to somebody over the phone. And I agree, she has a very raspy voice. Like I said, the church is from Rome. And it's part of the Babylonian system. So I remember watching her growing up when I was growing up in the 80s, Tracy Gold. You see her clavicle bone? Well, female clavicle bone looks like this, like a V. And the male goes straight across and it's really thick. Remember her? She played Roseanne's daughter. The Adonis belt is particularly prominent on athletic men. due in part to the tendency for male athletes to carry less fat than women, and it forms a V shape. Again, men have this Adonis belt. There she goes holding the snake. And I also noticed that Brittany has a really thick white neck. There goes Cameron Diaz. There goes Pink. Katy Perry. Katy Perry. And a lot of these celebrities, I seen interview with them, and their eyes turn into reptilian eyes. I saw it with Britney. I saw it with Katy, with Rihanna. Again, this is a male clavicle bone. We are looking for a V shape, and that includes your models. Growing up as a Latina, I remember growing up in the South Bronx. Both kingdoms were there. There was Judah and Northern Kingdom. We were there growing up in the South Bronx together. And both our women are known to be curvy. Growing up, you almost feel like you would never be able to be famous or be a model because you were not shaped like this. Because all these famous models and celebrities were very tall, lean, narrow hips, no butts, but just huge breasts. So it turns out that we were and still are competing with women that were not born women. So you will never achieve the same standard because our bone structure is not the same. It's interesting because even in the name Dickinson, why do you think the BBLs became popular? Because normally they don't have big butts or hips. In fact, they remove bones so they can have that hourglass shape. And lip fillers, again, because naturally they don't have those full lips. And breast implants, really? And that includes your Victoria's Secret models. I guess we figure out what your secret is. Again, this is a male clavicle bone. Gwyneth Paltrow. Look at those shoulders, guys, really. Valentina is the first transgender Sports Illustrated swimsuit model. Not true. They all are. You also notice when they get pregnant, they never have the loose skin or stretch marks. Watch after this video, they're going to start doing it. Their nose never swell up, their feet never swell up, and they bounce right back. Because they use that fake pregnancy belly, the moon bump. Meanwhile, natural women are feeling bad that they can't bounce back right away like they do. And that includes all pageants, including the children's pageants. They start young with the children. This is Winona Ryder. Recognize her? These are her parents. So when you see all these pageant contestants, these so-called queens, yeah. And this one I wanted to look up in particular because she's from my hometown back home in Puerto Rico, Dayanara. You see the clavicle bone? No V. Jehuda and Joshua, we are still in captivity. So Abba will be breaking our chains. And people under captivity don't have earthly riches. So keep that in mind when you see all these sellouts. I have lost count how many times TikTok has deleted my pages. But as you can see again, account warning. And I only have 7 followers. TikTok influencers. This app is to target the youth. You see how they all have that thick clavicle bone straight across? And that also includes your so-called reality stars. Recognize her? Farrah for 16 and pregnant. Look at the bone. How about Amber Rose? How about Carla Hall? People think these are just regular people that just become famous. So the same goes for the merchants of the world. Politics. Recognize her from the superstore? Take a good look at her face. That's her clone. Looks just like her. Angelica Houston. Again, females have the V clavicle bone. Andrew Tate. If you go to YouTube under Simon Woods, he has a lot of these videos. What he does, he puts all these videos exposing them all. And you can see a lot of these females with their members showing. And one of them happens to be Jennifer Aniston. Like I said, he has a lot of videos if you're interested in this subject. You can follow him on YouTube. He even has them on the Kardashians. And you see Beyonce on the top, right? Remember, she was wearing blue. If you can see beyond her beauty and her breast, you see her clavicle bone? No V. And people forget how they did not look like this in the beginning. They had a lot of changes throughout the years. And this is Kendall. And it's interesting in her name, Kendall. Kendall. And somebody posted this under his video. The Kardashian means brothers in Turkish. Kardashian sister's confession. We turn out to be the biggest trannies, says Kim. Another one that's really good goes by Divine Day on YouTube. And her husband, Conscious X. They expose all the multiple characters that they play. Like I said before, this is a matrix. Escape the matrix, guys. Again, this is a guy I found on Facebook. Straight clavicle, straight across, male. Females is a V. V. So what it means is to be made in their image. One religion, one world, one gender.
Reached over and ripped open my shirt to see if I was wired, if I was wiring and recording them. And they were the most sophisticated satanic warrior type person. They knew 5-6 languages. They knew the ancient twilight languages. They knew how to conjure. They knew how to use Belteshazzar, Okwam, all these old Pictish languages of the Druids to summon. They are the real Luciferian. They've been through many human sacrificial things. So they sat there to tell me some of those things, what they've been involved with, how they sacrifice a human. I'm listening to all this stuff from them. And then they said to me, you have no idea, Russ, how many of us there are out there. How many satanic, they use the term, chosen ones. You have no idea how many. You have no idea what's coming. We smell Christian blood. We are waiting for our day. And when the call is given, millions of us will be released. And they looked at me and said, you believe in revivals, and you believe in Pentecost and the power of God. You believe in all that. We believe in the Black Awakening, a multi-continental release of power to activate the program demonized, where they've weaponized the demonic powers to these super soldiers.
The objective of the project was to create super soldiers.
We've been able to create super soldiers.
Tell him I'm going to take the thing about the super soldiers out.
Okay, so no super soldiers.
Are they waiting for a specific time to unleash their power?
Yeah, they are, because they have to do it at the moment the Antichrist is, like you read in 2 Thessalonians 2, that it's caught the echo, the restrainer is holding back the apocalypse of the Antichrist, the unveiling in his movement. So right now he's held restrained. Soon as he who restrains is removed, soon as that occurs, we have White Horse, the release of the Antichrist. Instantly, we have the release of the red. It says the whole earth. Arraign, peace is taken to the whole earth, and all of a sudden, it doesn't give the details, but all of a sudden, on a global scale, people are released to begin to, and the Greek word is sphadzo, slaughter, begin to slaughter people. It's used of animal ritual butchery, to begin to slaughter individuals. That's exactly how they defined it to me back in the 90s. And we've heard this again and again and again. So that scenario fits the Masonic version of Chaos Before a New Order. It fits Father Meradon from the Cathedral of the Black Goat, his book, The Devil's Bible. It fits that scenario too. So some of the oldest, darkest occultists, the idea of chaos first, a collapsing of everything so that a new order can rise, that's all by design. And we've been given the heads up in prophecy, but all prophecy has boots on the ground. It'll all eventually happen. So I do believe that millions and millions of these trained, programmed, altered, demonized super soldiers, whether we want to say it or not, they believe they're being raised to help bring the Antichrist in.
The Antichrist.
The Antichrist.
Well, these are supposed to be the events that signal the birth of the Antichrist.
That's true in Germany when we were in Germany, when we went to Wedelsberg Castle. That's true in Poland when we were there. It's true in Switzerland. It's true in Canada. So when we talk about our research in 38 years worldwide, there may be well over 100 million generations of them. And if even half, or even if 10% were intact, like say the United States, remember the Vegas? Look what he did. Look what that guy did. Okay, notice what would happen if 10,000 of them, or like Colorado, or like in Arizona. What if 10,000 of them were released in 1 week? That's their plot plan, and biblical prophecies ahead of that to say here is what is going to happen, and from that a global monetary collapse, and from that's all that chaos is coming. So Revelation 13, a whole new order with the Antichrist can come.
The one, the only, the Antichrist.
There are four faces of the Antichrist on his rise to power.
Doc, it sounds to me like you're talking about the Antichrist.